a dog in the mouth. I'm just glad that God is keeping me. Won't you shake somebody's hand and say, don't you let the devil get your mind. Find another and say, don't you let the devil get your mind. And that's why my old culture ancestor was saying, I woke up this morning with my mind stayed. And so that has the upward presentation, backwards from confirmation, the inward transformation. Fourthly and finally, if you want to give God glory, according to this verse, upward presentation, backwards from confirmation, inward transformation. But fourthly, there needs to be the outward demonstration. Well, I wish I had my voice. Somebody say the outward demonstration. It's right there. And be not sus comatito to the ion, but be ye metamorphio by the unkindnesses of your news, that ye may prove what is that acceptable, what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of God. He says, watch this, that ye may prove. Now that word there is dokimazo, and it means two things. Number one, in the verb form, it means that we should go to ascertain what his will is. That's why we read the word. We're trying to prove his will. That's why you buy tapes and you watch Christian television. You're trying to determine what the will of God is. But when this passage is transliterated, it's not necessarily in the verb form, prove, but it's in the noun form. Oh, God. See, the verb form means we ought to go and prove, actively prove his will. The noun form, we become the proof. The verb form of dokimazo, you ought to do it. The noun form, you ought to become it. So we're not just to prove his will, but we ought to become proof of what the telema of theos, the will, the reign. Now, this didn't make sense to me. Oh, thank you, Lord. This didn't make sense to me until a few months ago, Pastor Moore, when I heard about this man from California named Michael Nedow. Now, you may have never heard that name, but you hear about it real soon. He's important because he is an attorney by education, a physician by occupation. He is a former minister, he says in his bio. He's a former minister. But now he's an atheist. And he's filed litigation against the Board of Education of California on behalf of his daughter. Why? Because since 1954, I believe, the Pledge of Allegiance has this clause in it, one nation under God. And Mr. Nedow says that since there's a separation between God and government, then why would governmentally supported entities have a reference to God if there's a separation? He won the case in California. They appealed it, so they brought it before the Supreme Court, and right now that case is on hold. The only reason why it hasn't gone to trial is because he does not have custody over his daughter. And they're saying that there's validity to his case. That as soon as he gets custody over his daughter, then we're going to have to wipe out one nation under God. And then he said after he gets that done with, he's going after money. Because your dollar bill has on the bottom of it, in God. Are y'all going to help me tonight? And he says, since there's a separation between church and state, why would a governmentally produced bill have any reference to a God if there's a separation? And somebody interviewed this clown. They interviewed this man a few weeks ago, and they asked him, why are you so adamant? Why are you trying to get rid of God from our collective vocabularies? And he responded this way. If people of faith, if organized religion is who people of faith say it is, if God is who y'all say he is, He said, I got one word, one question. Where the proof? You can't put him under a crucible of experimentation and investigation. He can't be empirically observed. If he's who you say he is, where is the evidence? So right now he's trying to get custody of his daughter. And I don't know when that case is going to be held. But maybe we'll find out when that court case is going to be. And I'll get some of our folk from the east side of Atlanta and meet up with some of y'all from west side of Detroit. Go to Delaware and get some Bishop Davis folks from Delaware, and we find that D.C. courtroom. Y'all not going to help me here tonight. And we find out exactly where the court case is going to be. And as soon as they announce the case, we bust up in the room and say, hey, homeboy, we heard you were looking. Y'all not going to help me. For some proof. If you need some evidence. Well, I got to go. Listen. I got to go. I got to go. But I did some pre-law studies in undergrad. And you know, we might not be able to get together before that court case. So when I was in school, we would have what was called mock trials. So tonight, I need us to practice. I need us all to get ready, so we know how to act when we get there. So tonight, I want you to step out on the wings of probability with me. If you just let me interject here some holy and homiletical hyperbole. Let's change these 4 rooms from this church, and let's make this church tonight that D.C. courtroom. Are y'all with me tonight? Tonight, I want you to imagine that God is on trial. Are y'all with me here tonight? Mr. Needow from California is the prosecuting attorney. The seraphims are the justices. The 24 elders are the jurors. God is the defendant. Are y'all going to help me here tonight? Tonight, God is on trial. Mr. Needow said that he's not God. He's the figment of a gullible imagination. Mr. Needow says he's not real, some abstract metaphysical ambiguity. But tonight I'm here to tell you God is on trial. Now, I wanted to get Johnny Cochran to represent God tonight. But tonight Johnny is already with God. So Johnny can't represent him tonight. So if y'all just give me some exegetical liberty, tonight let me temporarily become God's defense attorney. I'm going back to Atlanta, but I want to defend my client tonight. But I can't defend him if I ain't got no evidence. I can't defend him if I don't have no proof. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to offer into evidence 5 exhibits. Exhibit A through E. And if these exhibits fit your context, stand, keep standing, and shout, I'm evidence. Now, if I don't call your exhibit, you keep sitting. But if I call an exhibit that you know fits you, and my client was responsible for you fitting that context, just stand, keep standing, shout, I'm evidence. Are y'all ready? All right, court is in session. Take your seats, please. Take your seats. We're in court tonight. I don't want y'all to disrespect the jurors. Please take your seats tonight. Take your seats. God is on trial. Who are you, sir? Sir, I'm E Dewey Smith from Atlanta. And I brought some witnesses, some evidence from Detroit, Michigan, from the west side. And they're going to authenticate that my client is guilty of being God. Your honors, yes, exhibit A. These are the individuals who've had some ailments. They've had some sicknesses in their body. But they're standing to authenticate that my client was Jehovah Rapha. That my client was a healer. And they can testify tonight that he was wounded for my transgression. He was bruised for my iniquities. Stand and somebody shout, I'm evidence. Exhibit B, your honor. These are the folk who've been broke before. may bend down to their last dime, but they can testify that he'll put money in your pocket. Can I get exhibit B to shout? I'm evidence. Exhibit C, your honor. These are the folk who should have been crazy by now. Been through so much hell and high water, but they can testify he'll keep you in your right mind. Exhibit C, shout, I am evidence. Exhibit D, these are the people who've been depressed, had death and divorce, but they can shout tonight, no weapon